What's going on, guys? It's been a while. We're back to Great League, and we've gone through Holiday Cup. We've gone through the open formats, or not the open formats, but having all the multiple leagues. And it's been rough. It's been rough. I'm stuck at 2,900 ELO. And this season just, oh man, I mean, it's a long season. Season 6 is set up so it's longer, but man, does it feel like a long season. Um, Got to 2850 in the Holiday Cup, but unfortunately ended. Pretty sure I probably would have gotten to Legend if I stayed the course and the league was still open, but dropped a bunch when it was open leagues. I was just playing around for a little bit, and I think I dropped down to 2,500. And then clawed my way back up. Actually, clawed my way back up with this team to get to 2850 again, I believe. And the great thing about this team, it's a budget team. You guys know I love creating these budget teams for you guys in case you don't have all the Pokemon that everyone has. Not everyone has a Tropius. Not everyone has a Pelipper. Not everyone has a Deoxys, which is, oh my gosh, I don't know why they haven't brought that guy back. But this team, it's Toxicroak lead with Skarmory and Altaria. And I'm pretty sure everyone has these Pokemon. And like I said, it's gotten me up to, I went up 300 ELO with this team relatively easily. So I've just been stuck at the 2,900 ELO. Oh man, it's a trench for me. But get up there. I've changed my team up since, and I'll feature that later. But it does have some Pokemon that people don't have. But I don't want to talk too much without starting this video. Let's get straight into it because got a lot of battles to run through, and I just want to make sure to go through this team with you guys. All right, so and these are sped up 2 times just because I got so much content to show you guys and show you all the matchups possible. Galv lead is not bad for Toxicroak. A lot of the time they actually throw a lunge first, but yes, he swapped out, so I swapped into my Toxicroak, or I stayed in with my Toxicroak to take down this Umbreon, which is weak against fighting, obviously, so you just duke it out, and then he'll bring it back in, and here just I threw the Sludge Bomb. Honestly, probably should have just used the Mud Bombs, but figured I wouldn't be able to get to another move. So, and then you bring out Altaria. So this team, Altaria is your best counter against Electric. It's taking that neutral damage, but Altaria does a lot. Is it a she? Is it a he? I think it's a she. And then he takes out his Vigoroth, which you don't really see a lot of nowadays in the Great League. Saw a lot of it in the Holiday Cup, but not too much up in the higher ELOs anyway. So this probably was one of the earlier battles when I was still at like 2,500, maybe 2,600. You run into Vigoroth, but not to say you don't run into it still. Pokemon's Go's battling's been getting a lot better where you see a lot more variety. But let me tell you, up in the 2,900, you see the same Pokemon over and over again. You see a lot of Gunfist, in particular Antropius. So here, you saw that they had a Gunfist, which is great. Toxicroak destroys Gunfist, but you got to swap. He swapped into his Venusaur, which is great because you get the flyer. You have 2 flyers in the back, so I went with Skarmory, Altaria, just because Altaria. I tried to. My biggest advice to you guys, if you try this team out, is keep Skarmory in the back. And the reason why is because sometimes you encounter some hard counters against Altaria if you keep it in the back. So when you're deciding to swap into which flyer, you usually go with Altaria, and I would say that is generally the case, unless it's a Sableye. If it is a Sableye, you still want to go with the Altaria. So here you'll see that I let him do as much damage to my Altaria because I don't want his Stunfisk to be able to farm him down, and he's going to get to that Earthquake, so you want to block that. And then he takes out his Pelo Pepper, which is, you see a lot of those nowadays, which is fine, but it's like the water version of Tropius. But yeah, I wish I had a Tropius. I don't have one. That guy is a beast. He can take on so many Pokemon, even though they have counters. I mean, I think he can tank 2 Ice Beams, which is insane. But yeah, this Pelo Pepper, and I lost that one. And that was unfortunate because Pelo Pepper is super, super good in this meta right now. And like I said, these aren't going to be clean battles, just because some of them are in the higher ELO. But I think I did pretty well. I'm pretty sure I've only lost a couple, and that was one of the ones I lost. But as you guys saw, in this battle, it was a Marowak lead into Toxicroak. So with that, I try to swap out. What I do is you want to time it so that you throw your Mud Bomb, but he doesn't throw anything on you, and then you swap. I swap into Skarmory in this sense, just because I'm afraid that he might have a Stunfisk in the back that he'll swap in and just farm down the Altaria. So back to where it is important. So the biggest thing is knowing which flyer to swap into, right? And then he's got that Venusaur, and Altaria is going to be able to take this guy down easily. And he's going to swap, which is fine. He's going to swap into his Marowak to catch my Sky Attack, which is a great move, but he can't take down Altaria. Altaria just destroys. Yeah, he has no chance. Nice try, but GG's to my opponent. So this matchup, Sirfetch'd versus Toxicroak. I actually used Sirfetch'd for a bit and switched to Toxicroak because I was encountering so many more Toxicroaks in the higher ELO. And you win this matchup against Sirfetch'd because you resist the fighting moves. And you'll see this Ninetales, and man, Ninetales. I do like the new change that they made. Ninetales with Weather Ball is amazing, and it's like 35 energy, so you can use a Charmer Ninetales and still threaten shields. It's pretty good. Haven't made a team with one yet, but I have powered one up. But I would say this Alolan Ninetales is a strong bet if you want to make a team with it. So I kill his Ninetales, he brings in his Hypno, and with Hypno, it's tricky. I have been tempted to make a Hypno and use him, but honestly just haven't, for some reason, just haven't done it. But it's a strong safe swap. He can switch a lot of the matchups really easily with one shield. So if you notice the opponent doesn't shield, you actually win the matchup. You can decide to shield later. It's a very threatening Pokemon. You guys see that he swapped in his Deoxys, which I hate this guy. He is, and I believe that was, it was a lead Deoxys. So I try to throw down a Sludge Bomb and then I swap out, and then I take a gamble. I don't swap into Altaria because I know he's going to counter. All the Deoxyses will have Rock Slide, but they might not all have Thunderbolt. And as you guys saw, he had Psycho Boost. And here you wanna be careful with Skarmory versus Gunfisk. You have to deciding when to throw Brave Bird and deciding when to throw Sky Attack is very important. I tend to just throw down the Sky Attack and then the Brave Bird, and you'll see there that he just quit because his last Pokemon was a Tropius, and it was against my Altaria, so it was GG. The Mew's good again, and I try to throw down something, try to bait a shield, and then I swap out, and then Skarmory Altaria matchup. You're not in trouble here. You could actually win this if you wanted to commit both shields, but in my sense, in this case, I want to save as much shields as possible because I know that Mew has stored energy. So I want him to basically just use shields if possible. If not, then I'm just going to bring in my own Skarmory to take some of that stored energy and then farm down. So in this case, got to know to do that. Your Toxicroak will die to Sky Attack, and you got to burn through shield. So don't want to bring him in. And then he has a Scrafty in the back. And I swap because I don't want. I wanted to bait out that, maybe catch one of those foul plays. And then here he's gonna throw a Wild Charge, and then I'm gonna be able to farm him down, and then it's GG's because it's he's got one shield. I got two things that counter him, so good to go. And like I said, this team is simple in the straightforward matchups. The hardest part is just knowing, like I sound like a broken record, but knowing which one to switch to, whether it's Skarmory or Altaria in a safe swap or a safe swap situation, or and here this is a good example right here where if he brings out a Sableye, bring out that Altaria because you got to depend on that quick attack, fast attack damage, and not charge moves. And I always shield up that first one if it's going to be a return because he can actually switch up this line. And then, oh man. And yeah, he was able to do it here, unfortunately. But luckily, I was able to farm down his Sableye. And I'm going to just throw out this Sludge Bomb. And I think this opponent, decides not to shield it, which is great for me. And I'm going to keep my Toxicroak alive just because we know that. Oh, and then he takes out the Abomasnow. And you got two counters against him. And it should be GG's. So tricky matchups. The good thing is this team, you can make some mistakes. Like I don't know, that Altaria thing I don't think was a huge mistake, but it was definitely a close call. So try to farm down. Not the best idea there, but I mean he doesn't have a shield, so I'm just gonna be able to throw it on this, and he quits. So GG's. Toxicroak versus Toxicroak. Tricky. So you know when he's going to hit his Mud Bomb, which is important. Since you know when he's going to hit his Mud Bomb, you can swap out at the right time. I didn't do it that time because I don't know what I was thinking, but got the shield and swapped out right away. Oh, that's because I burned his shield, so I tried to swap out, and he took out his Politoed against my Altaria, which makes no sense. I mean, Politoed is great. It's got that 4 Mud Shot into a Weather Ball, which is amazing. And here you go. He brings out the Hypno, and I'm just gonna be able to destroy this guy. I have that double shield. Back to what I was talking about. Generally change into Altaria if they swap in bring out the Altaria for the most part, just because if they save swap, just because Altaria does all that fast attack damage. But with the Skarmory, it's tricky. It's tricky because I like to keep him in the back, like I mentioned, so I do recommend that. All right, so Toxicroak against Cresselia. See how this one plays out. Skarmory resists all of Cresselia's moves, so easy play here. And then he brings out the Swampert, which is unfortunate. Swampert is so fast. He charges up so much energy so quickly. He outpaces Skarmory for sure. And I'm just going to try to get as many shields as possible, but he's going to beat this but luckily you have the Altaria, which resists almost everything except for Sludge Bomb, and he's going to slow that, or Sludge Wave, and he's going to throw that, and he's going to bring out his Hypno again. And this is going to be a tough one. I got 2 shields. Should have shielded that Sludge Wave in hindsight, but wasn't aware that he had this Hypno. Going to throw down the Sky Attack. And then what I'm going to do is try to take him down as much as possible. and then I have the shield. And I think I lose this one. It's crazy. You'll see it. He does 1 mud. Yeah, I should have shielded that Sludge Wave. But you never know. You never know what he has in the back. So good lead matchup at the beginning. He's going to bring in the Ninetales. And again, these Weather Balls are killer. And I like to, in this case, I just want to threaten some shields. I want to see if I can get some more shields. And I knew that I got my Skarmory in the back that can take down this Ninetales. So, I mean, honestly, in this case, you should probably bring out the Altaria. Because that way you get one guy off of your team that gets double countered. And you'll see here that because of that mistake I made, I should have taken that Altaria out. He's gonna be able to do work on my Toxicroak, and I think I lose this one actually because of that mistake I made. And he's gonna farm down. So learn from my mistake there. Swap out. Once I burned a shield, swap into Altaria. And here, he's going to be doing neutral damage, but Abomasnow is also a beast, and he's going to take down my Skarmory, unfortunately. And he undercharges. So I actually win this matchup because he undercharges. GG's, and he quits. All right, so tough matchup there. Swap into, and this is what I'm talking about. If you swap into Altaria, you get this risk of encountering this Gunfisk who is going to farm you down. But the reason why you bring out the Altaria here and you keep the Skarmory in the back is because you know that if he has a Gunfisk and you have a Skarmory in the back, you're going to be able to have some play. So, and then just hope that whatever they have in the back is weak against flying, or your Skarmory resists its attack. And that's the thing, like with this lineup, when you do the safe swap, you're going to take out, he's going to bring out his Gunfisk, and then as you saw that, he took out his Tropius against my Skarmory. I swapped into my Toxicroak just because he's going to have to return me. He's going to have to return me to take out my Toxicroak, and that way you know he's going to be using more energy. And then in this case, he's super farmed here as well. I'm going to have to shield up, but I know that my Skarmory can take down that Tropius. And in the case that if you had saved that if you had used Skarmory as a safe swap instead, Altaria actually struggles against air / Tropius. So yeah, you'll see here he's gonna throw down a Leaf Blade. You double resist, and I'm just gonna throw down the Brave Bird. I'm just gonna take this guy out, and then just one hit the Sableye. All right, Obstagoon, good lead. He's gonna swap out. You know he's gonna swap out. Swaps into the Ninetales with the Charm, and since you're poison typing, you're gonna single resist. And then here, this is when you swap into that Skarmory because that Altaria is weak against Fairy. And then you just farm down. And then you're gonna throw down. I think I throw down a Sky Attack here because I want to tank a couple of his counters, and then boom, I'm gonna throw down that Brave Bird. I decide to shield here because I want to threaten him some more. And I think I did Sky Attack there. Yeah, threaten him some more. I know that I got stuff in the back that can beat this Obstagoon. Double shield, very risky, but trying to burn as many of his shields as possible. And then my Toxicroak's going to come in. And I'm going to throw down this Sludge Wave. And then bring in my... in this case, I think I actually bring in Skarmory to eat some of the damage. Yeah. I'll take down his Tropius, and then it's GG's. Again, another Obstagoon. So, Swampert, swap into Altaria. I sometimes try to, in this case I did, I catch the Hydro Cannon, and then he's just going to quit right away. Another Swampert. Swampert lead, I mean, this time. So I tried to catch the the Hydro Cannon again. So I'm going to throw this Mud Bomb. I'm going to swap, and unfortunately, CMP tie, I think. And I'm going to tank this, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again to catch it, and this time I do. So make sure you do that. It's very important to catch that Hydro Cannon with a Swampert. And then he swaps into his Galvantula, which is great, because I don't want that Galvantula against my Skarmory. And then I'm going to try to burn as many of his shields as possible. And he's going to throw something, probably like Discharge to take down my, And then I'm going to swap into this guy to farm down and take him out. And I know my Skarmory is going to be safe in the back. And he's got a Skarmory. So I'm going to take out my own Skarmory. And eat some of his damage. And this is Skarmory versus Skarmory. It's, I wouldn't say it's bait dependent. You just got to know the timing of everything. When to Brave Bird, when not to Brave Bird. And this guy Brave Birds me way too early. But I guess he swaps out, so that's okay. But then I'm going to be able to take out Swampert because I have all that saved energy. And I think he's going to Brave Bird me again, yeah. Which is fine. Because I'm going to be able to take down his Skarmory now. Oh, never mind. That was unfortunate. He well played there to my opponent. Another Swampert lead. Gonna try to catch that Hydro Cannon, and this time it doesn't work. He's gonna throw a Sludge Wave, which is okay. I'm gonna take it. And Deoxys, oh man. Deoxys, he's got that Rock Slide, that counter. He's gonna Rock Slide me. I'm gonna try to do as much damage as possible. And I shield here because I'm so close to that Sky Attack, and it's gonna force him to use another shield. If he doesn't, I win switch, and he decides to and then here he knows I can take him down, so and I double shield, and I take switch advantage from him. I take this switch advantage from him. So you're in a good spot. After this guy dies, bring in Skarmory. He's gonna swap, bring in the Toxicroak, because you know that Toxicroak's going to get destroyed by the Skarmory. So use it to take down his Swampert, and then it's GG's here. Gonna Sky Attack, and then I'm just going to throw down that Brave Bird. And that's GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right. Toxicroak against Gunfisk. Weird here. He does not swap out, which makes me skeptical. I don't know what he has in the back, but that's okay. He's got to throw down an Earthquake, but he baits me. That's fine. I'm just going to fight it out. I took out the biggest threat to me right now, which is that Gunfisk. Baited out the Cresselia with that Mud Bomb, and I'm going to throw down my Sludge Bomb. And I think I just let him take down my my Toxicroak, which is fine, because then Skarmory is going to burn down some energy, and then he wouldn't have had a chance. Obstagoon lead again. Go into the Skarmory. I mean, you take neutral damage, but those charms hurt even with neutral damage. And then just honestly, I probably should have shielded that Ice Beam, um, just because Wigglytuff does all that damage and takes a long time to generate that energy. That it's just sometimes just worth it to throw down that shield for that Ice Beam. And then Obstinate against Toxicroak. That's a good matchup. Not really much he can do. And then unfortunately, he's got this Whimsicott. Oof, and I should have baited. I should have baited with that with a Mud Bomb, because this guy is gonna. And I guess I lose this one because having that double charm team is so deadly, and I got these 2 shields saved up for nothing. So well played by my opponent. Don't see that team very often, so generally you're safe. And I think this is the matchup that it's embarrassing. I keep thinking that he's gonna throw a Shadow Ball. I keep thinking he's gonna throw a Shadow Ball, or because I'm guessing he probably has Sludge Bomb. And here, yeah. Oh, never mind. He does throw a Sludge Bomb. I think that might have been another matchup, maybe. Haunters are tricky because you never know what they're gonna have. I think most of them run Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb. And he switches into his Gun Fist, and he's going to be able to farm down, which is the worst. And I think in this case, I don't know if he had an Earthquake ready, but I don't want to risk it. And yeah, I was wrong, and then I wasted my Mud Bomb, unfortunately. And here, he's gonna. I think he's gonna be able to actually take down my Skarmory. Because Machamp is just a beast. Shadow Machamp is just a beast, and he made a mistake here actually. So he should have been able to take down my guy, and I'm able to farm him down. And now, I mean, he should have. I mean, he won anyways, but GG's to my opponent. So I like to swap out when it's a Tropius lead, and usually they have the if he brings in the Umbreon. I actually had Dragon Pulse before, but I switched to get Dazzling Gleam just because of that. And I believe you win this matchup either way, and he burned the shield, so I'm gonna let him do the damage. If I lose this matchup, that's fine. I'm gonna be at a shield advantage, and he's gotta burn 2 shields. Does he want to burn 2 shields? He does not. So and then he's got that Tropius, which he's trying to farm me down, and he manages to. But I got my Skarmory, and he's got that Sableye. Everyone has a Sableye. This isn't horrible because, like I said, he's got to throw that return. And if he doesn't, he's in trouble. As you can see here, he doesn't throw it down. So, but he's able to farm down my Toxicroak. I have 2 shields. And then I'm going to be able to take down his Tropius. So he quits. GG's. Abomasnow, Toxicroak, great lead, but they always swap out. And in this case, I didn't even want to risk it. I was just like, since he had Abomasnow, I want to get rid of this Altaria as fast as possible. Gonna get rid of this guy, but take down the Swampert. Honestly, best case scenario here is try to take as much damage as possible. I actually probably could have Dragon Breathed him down, and then now he's gonna farm with his Abomasnow, but that's fine because I was able to get to a Sky Attack and get one of his shields. And then he's gonna farm me down. And here I take out the Skarmory because I want to let him burn down, take that neutral damage, farm up some Sky Attacks, and remember this. I always do this. If it's an Abomasnow lead, I actually use Skarmory instead. It's risky, but so far it's actually worked out. And I think in this case, I believe it does, but we'll see. So I'm going to burn his shield. And then I'm gonna go straight into Toxicroak, and he can't take me down. Weather Ball does not. It does a good chunk of damage, but it does not do as much as it seems. So gonna be able to take down this Politoed. All right, so Galv switches out right away. Ooh, Pelipper. Tough. It's tough to decide whether I like swapping into Skarmory or Altaria. I think Altaria is the better choice here. Just because you win the matchup, you resist almost all of his attacks, and he's got to throw some hurricanes. But in this case, he just needs to throw the weather balls. So I think I made a poor play here. Would have changed into Altaria instead against the Pelipper, and now I'm going to have to commit all my shields. But in this case, I believe I take the risk, and then now I need to commit that final shield, and then I'm going to farm down. All right, and then he swaps. And this is unfortunate because that Gunfisk is going to be able to get to an Earthquake. And he's going to just destroy this guy. And all I got left are all these flyers. But that's fine. I got Brave Bird. And Brave Bird actually takes down the Gunfisk. And then, I guess in this case, luckily, I did swap into the Skarmory because he has that Galvantula. Was that Galvantula in the lead? I think so, actually. So maybe that's why I did. Yeah, that's why I swapped into the Skarmory, because I wanted to keep my Altaria lined up with that Galvantula. Sometimes I just forget. And here we go. Obama. Throw down the Mud Bomb. Get a shield. If not, oh well. Take out the Altaria. Farm down. And that's how it goes. And that's how you beat the Sableye matchup. You farm, you throw down a Mud Bomb when he swaps, and then you farm down. And you're going to have all this energy stored into his Abomasnow, and you're going to tell Abomasnow to eat it. Boom. And he's like, nope, I got a shield. And then you take out your Skarmory again. Take that risk. Take that gamble. Don't know what he has in the back, but that's fine. Take some neutral damage here or not. Shield up just because you have 2 shields, and why not, right? And then he's got that Azu in the back, so that's great. Throw down the Brave Bird, swap out. You're going to be able to take this guy down. You got a shield. Shield up. Throw down the Mud Bomb. No reason to throw a Sludge Bomb there. And he doesn't defend, which is fine because you're going to be able to farm him down. And then he's got to take down both your Toxicroak and your Skarmory, and he has no chance. So, well played to my opponent. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. I'll take that Weather Ball. And then you're just going to have to deal with my Metal Bird. And, yeah, Weather Ball does not take down Skarmory at this, yeah. So, GG to my opponent. Another Tropius lead. Like I said, everybody and their cousin and their uncle and everybody has a Tropius. I don't have one. So swap into Altaria again in this case because I want my Skarmory up against his Tropius. And I just remember my train of thought. So you swap into Altaria or Skarmory depending on what your as a safe swap, depending on what you're trying to line up your Pokemon with their lead. So in this case, I wanted my Skarmory against his Tropius at the end. So that's why I brought in the Altaria. He's going to bring in his Umbreon, and we're going to try to do this weird farm down, but I know that I'm like, I want this lead. I'm like, give me the lead. I want to be able to line up my Pokemon with that Tropius. And throw down the Sky Attack. I didn't even see what that was. Oh, it's a freaking Muck. Okay. Don't see that very often. Gonna take out the Toxicroak. Good here. He's nothing that. He's got Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, and he's got Dark, which you both resist. And then I don't know how much energy he had. He's a scary Pokemon, but just gonna throw that down because I know I got my Skarmory in the back to take down his Tropius, and he leaves. Nothing more satisfying than that, making those Tropius players quit. All right, good lead. So weird. A lot of these Gunfisk players, they stay in. I don't get it. And you're just able to either burn some shields or take him down right away. And he's going to throw down the Earthquake, and I guess he can't make it. And then you throw down... Oh, and this is one of my earlier matches. I guess some of these are out of order, but I was trying out Dynamic Punch just as a surprise. Well, let me... spoiler alert, don't run Dynamic Punch on Toxicroak. It's not useful. I thought maybe I can sneak on some Skarmories that way, but don't do it. Alright, so... Hypno versus Altaria, not bad. Don't swap into your Skarmory if you don't have to, because Skarmory has to commit a shield. And then in this case, I believe Altaria does not need to commit a shield at all. But would have loved to have that Altaria against this Swampert, actually. So, unfortunate, but you got 2 shields. I'm just going to full-on shield. And I believe this is his last Pokemon too, so not entirely in trouble. And then you're just gonna be able to Sky attack this guy down. And boom. Well played, my opponent. Alright. Still running Dynamic Punch. So yes, these videos are run backwards. And that's why some of the tougher matchups were at the beginning. And these were at the lower ELO, where I'm trying out Dynamic Punch, which is ridiculous. And here I took the gamble. I was like, this guy, and here is the only time Dynamic Punch came in handy. And he's like, what? He's like, what is this guy doing? He runs Dynamic Punch on Toxicroak. So, satisfying to throw that Dynamic Punch, but again, don't run it on your Toxicroak. And just to note, like, it's unfortunate. Maybe at the lower ELOs, I was able to get a ton of wins with this team, like going 0-5 or 5-0 and 4-1. But the higher you go, you just got to scratch on by with those 3-2s, and this team can get you those 3-2s, and you might get that occasional 4-1, and that can get you up. So, like I said, this team got me up to 20, back up to 2850 or so. And here's another time I'm gonna throw this Dynamic Punch, but he's gonna block it. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, another situation, but I won that matchup anyways. Another Galvantula. I think it's because FP Sticks had a team with like Pelipper and Gunfisk, I believe, and there's like all the craze. And I think this is one of the teams, yeah. Or I think he had an Azu in the back or something like that. But in my head, I'm thinking, this guy's probably got the Galvantula, Gunfisk, Pelipper team. So with that in mind, and unfortunately, he's going to be able to farm me down here. But that's fine. He would have done the same thing with the Skarmory, but that's why I want to keep Skarmory alive in the back. And then Skarmory can tank some of the Rock Slides, which is great. And I think I might actually... Oh, I do lose this one. And he had a Machamp in the back, so not much you could do there. Probably better here if I had that Altaria. So this is probably my earlier matchups where I just didn't know my own strategy and then figure it out afterward. And that's the thing. You got to play a lot of matches, and you're going to learn from your mistakes. And my biggest mistake was, and he's going to block this Dynamic Punch. I don't even know why. He's like, what is this guy doing? You learn as you go. And again... whatever their lead is, you want to line up your back line to it. So swap into the flyer that's not as hard to counter, and then you'll be able to line it up at the end, and that should give you that win scenario that people love to talk about. And here I'm farming down, which is great, and I think I actually might win because of that farm down. And I should shield here. I don't know what I was thinking for so long, but gonna throw down this double Sky attack. He's gonna shield up, I believe. No, he doesn't. Oh, it's because he's got that Altaria, and I'm just like, you know what? You're gonna eat this, Brave Bird, and I'm just gonna have this Toxicroak and I'm gonna lose. So good game to my opponent. Well played. I think I played that wrong that time. And that's it. Hopefully this video is helpful to you guys. Probably droned on for a long time, and there's a lot of matches, so just a lot to provide commentary on, and hopefully some of the advice I gave you helped. And like I said, this team, it's a budget team, so you don't get the luxury of some of the best scenarios that you want. But if you don't, like I said, not everybody has all the Tropius. Not everybody has Palo Pepper. Not everybody has Deoxys, and you got to make do. And with this team, you can win. You can win at least, especially at the lower ELOs. And then as you get higher up, you're just gonna have to be more creative. So thanks you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and hopefully in the next couple days maybe I'll get to legendary and or legend or whatever it is, and I'll show you guys the team that I use. All right, see you guys later.